$15,000 for this $1 bill. In this video, I'll show you what you need to know about this one little dollar bill that made it sell for so much money. First thing I'll say about this bill is that it was sold on eBay and the condition of the bill is not that good. You can see a lot of folds and handling, even a tear at the bottom right there. Not the best condition, but an important thing to know is that this $1 bill was from the series of 2017. You can see that next to the signature of the Secretary of the Treasury. Now, an important thing to know is that just because your bill has a date on it like this does not mean that's when it was actually produced. You see, when these bills are being produced, they are first engraved onto sheets that transfer onto these pieces of paper. Long story short, they don't want to have to change the year every single year on these printing plates. So what they do is they'll produce a plate with a year like 2017, and they will use those plates up into a certain point, and then they will make a new year for the bills. So this bill could have been produced in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, etc. Another important thing to know here is that if you look at the plate position on the front bottom right hand side of the bill, you will see a C, then a 5, and then before that you'll see an FW. You don't really need to worry about the C or the 5. Those are just mainly meant for internal purposes, but the FW stands for Fort Worth, where this bill was produced. Now, if your bill does not have an FW before the plate position there, then you have a bill that was produced at the Washington, D.C. facility. So if you haven't noticed by now, this is a solid number 2 serial number. Now, typically, these bills will not be worth this much money, but remember, the cooler your serial number is, the more fancy it is, typically speaking, the more money it's going to be worth. Now, there's a very high probability that this bill did not actually sell for this much money simply because it looks like there was some shill bidding going on. What I mean by that is that there will be multiple people bidding on the item to try and artificially inflate the value of the bill in hopes that someone will bid on it thinking, wow, if these other people are bidding this much money, then I probably should too. So hopefully nobody actually got ripped off here. But if you look at the bid history, you can see there's a bunch of people with zero feedback and the same users continually bidding on this item, which to me makes it seem like there's some not so great tactics being used here to artificially inflate the value. So be careful out there, guys, because there are people that are trying to rip us off, and that's why education is so important.